What's up, Walking Dead fans? Tonight we are covering 2 episodes, but first we're covering Season 4, Episode 10, Close Your Eyes. Alicia finds shelter in the storm along with Charlie. Tensions build, so is the storm. We've got it all coming up. We've got a full panel to discuss it, guys. Don't click away.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
What's going on, Walking Dead fans? We are back on another beautiful Sunday night. I have a full panel. Yay! I'm so excited. Me and Chris are not by ourselves anymore.
Great.
I'm your host, Timothy Michael. You can find me everywhere at I am Timothy Mike.
Hey guys, I'm your host, Krista Flentje, and you can find me everywhere at Krista Flentje.
And I've got some amazing people joining us. I've got my little Alabama girl and my Chicago boy joining us tonight. Go ahead and introduce yourselves, guys.
Hey, I'm April Whisenhant. I'm so happy to be on this panel because I've loved the show for so long.
Hey, what's going on, beautiful people? I'm Danny Royce here, and likewise, I've been a fan of this show for quite some time, all the way back to Walking Dead. So nice to join you all.
Well, Danny, I'm glad you said that because I do want to kind of get a feel of what's your history with Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead. Take us a little bit through it so that our viewers can kind of get to know you guys.
I have, of course, started watching The Walking Dead. I didn't start until a little bit later and just kind of was like, I don't want to watch a zombie show. And then I watched and, of course, got hooked immediately. I started with Fear the Walking Dead kind of when it first started, but now I'm like, fully, I took a little break, but I'm fully back on it once you hear Morgan's on there, because Morgan is my love.
Right.
Is he
forever. Really? I'm still like living in the shock of my other favorite characters dying recently. I will not even name them because it just like puts me into tears. But yeah, I've loved it literally since the beginning. Late to the Walking Dead game, but I was on it for the Fear the Walking Dead.
Nice.
We're really excited to have you. Danny, what's your history?
Well, I loved Walking Dead. Like, when it first came out, I was there that Sunday. I remember. Like, it was like, what, 8 years ago?
You never forget. It's crazy.
Yeah, so I love it. I said, zombie show? Why the hell not? So I watched it. I met Greg Nicotero. I met Glenn, Lori. And I went to the first ever Chicago Walking Dead con, which was dope.
That's really cool.
So, yeah. And then I started Fear the Walking Dead when it first started. And then I fell off a little bit and started picking up in season 2, and then ever since then, Morgan is amazing.
Yeah.
Just gotta say that.
You guys are in perfectly good hands because we are all huge fans of this show.
Oh, yes.
Let's dive into this episode from last week because we unfortunately didn't get a chance to cover it. What were your overall thoughts of the episode?
Yeah. I liked seeing Alicia, I guess, develop a relationship with Charlie. Like I said, I am still very salty about what Charlie did.
We all are.
Yeah. But it's good to see. Obviously, Alicia has been in this like killing spree, which they tend to do a lot on this show. They have like the innocent character turn really hard all of a sudden. But I'm glad to see her. I was glad to see her like go back at the end looking for people because that's ultimately the type of person that she is. And I was glad to see her kind of make a turn.
Right.
I agree. I feel like her and Charlie, the relationship in this episode, I think it helped both of them. Because Charlie's going through some stuff, obviously, as we saw. And Alicia is too. And I think the turnaround for them, it was really great.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I enjoyed the whole episode. I love how in this show they bring the humanity into any character. And yeah, we saw a little bit of humanity in Alicia. And yeah, Charlie, I was salty. So.
I think this was the best acting that I've seen from Alicia Debnam Carey since Fear the Walking Dead started. Because this entire episode, there was like that monologue when she was outside of the door. There was a lot that she was giving me from an actor standpoint, and I was just living
that and
for
the
it.
scene where she had the gun in
That
the basement
too.
to Charlie's head. That was really powerful.
Yeah,
like,
there was so many. I was just all in for Alicia this episode. I mean, I loved her, but I loved her even more now.
Right.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about Charlie and where she is in her mind state right now?
I can't really tell where she's at because she seems to be, I don't know, I'm just still like fooled by her because she seemed genuine at the beginning whenever she joined their group, and then now she's like following them but not, and she has to because they killed her people. So I don't really know like where her mind is. I mean, she, I guess, obviously wants some sort of connection with someone, and she needs someone to protect her because she's still like, what, 11 years old?
Yeah.
We don't know how old she is, but something like that. But I almost think of it, I'm like, you're clinging on to her. Like,
Yeah.
no, you killed her brother. Do your own thing.
Yeah.
I literally was almost like, leave her behind, but clearly she's here to stay.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
I think she's living with a lot of guilt too.
Right.
I think she feels bad, and I think she has no one. So, and neither does Alicia right now. So they're gonna, against all circumstances,
Right. Yeah.
like bond. But yeah, I think she's like struggling with what she did, because I think she did like Nick and them, and she was just doing what she thought was right because the people she was with
Right.
were like telling her, and that was her family at the
Exactly.
time. So I don't know. I think she's struggling a bit.
I mean, we have to
Yeah.
remember, like, she is 11 years
Yeah,
old.
she's
Imagine yourself
little.
growing up in this world.
Yeah.
You know, it just messes you up mentally,
Yeah.
everything, you know?
Yeah.
And so I think right now, like, her focus is on, like, survival, and what do I need to survive is
Yeah.
stick with you,
Yeah.
you know?
Speaking of
Probably
survival,
scared.
I want to talk about this really quick because we see in the beginning of the episode, Alicia has to clean out this house, the house that she goes to find shelter in. And she literally, I don't want to say kills an entire family because they're already
Yeah.
dead, but I don't know how else to phrase it. It's like this weird kind of, I don't know, juxtaposition of, are they dead?
Yeah.
How, do
Yeah.
you say kill? How would you guys feel doing something like that? Because you can obviously see that these people were living at one
Yeah.
point,
Yeah.
and they're still walking around. It's just this
It's
weird,
hard.
like,
Yeah.
do you call it murder? No, but
No.
like,
No.
It's not murder.
like what?
Always
She's
call it
keeping
murder.
them
Like-
from murdering her. So
Right.
Yeah.
But like, what
Self-defense.
toll would that take on you? Like these poor people.
Yeah.
It would take a huge toll. I mean, this is their livelihood that you're stepping into, but at the same time, you got to be come to realization that it's not that way anymore, and these
Yeah.
people are not the same people anymore. So I think when she did all that, when she cleared house, so to speak, it was a form of comfortability, a form of like, okay, I can relax a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we do have to remember they are zombies.
Right.
Like,
Right.
it's not like, sure, it's not like killing one walking down what do you say? Yeah, you say kill, I guess.
Right?
Yeah.
It's not like,
You
no,
stop,
you didn't kill
yeah.
You
them. but-
re-kill them. No.
Yeah.
Re-kill,
You killed
that's
them
a good
twice.
one.
We're gonna coin
end
that.
him. It's not like, just one walking down the street, but I mean, she had to in order to be safe herself.
Yeah.
I think about like old school where people were thinking like, no, this can be cured, or we've seen a lot
Right.
of characters
Yeah.
on this show think that this is something that could eventually go away, but like in the meantime, she is not a scientist. That's not going to happen.
Exactly.
So
It's not
she has to move them out in order to be able to have somewhere safe to stay.
Yeah, I think she gets that, and she's been there long enough doing this that she's comfortable with it, but you can tell it still affects her. Like,
Oh,
she's
yeah.
taking
Of
all the
course.
photos down. And oddly, the family that girl could have been Alicia's age.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
that's got to be tough, too. She just lost her whole family, and she's re-offing a whole family that looks similar to the one she just lost.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up because there were a lot of similarities between
Yeah.
that family and Alicia's own family.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you brought that up. When it comes to Charlie, I just want to go back to her really quick. We obviously knew from the preview of last week that she's going to obviously be in the house too. So there was no surprise
Yeah.
there. Did we think that Charlie wasn't going to make it out of the episode?
It's like I said, they introduce a character for a reason, but I almost like wished she didn't. Just saying, but I don't know. It's weird because I don't see her as like a lasting character.
Yeah.
Right.
So it was a thing where I maybe thought like Alicia would have, but then you can kind of tell she's trying to take over the new leaf. So
Right.
I think she'll be here for a little while. But honestly, I didn't really know. I kind of thought at a time maybe she would just be like the hurricane would have blown her away.
Yeah.
But
I know. I didn't think it was going to be that Alicia would kill her just because I wasn't sure if Alicia would be able to come back from that. I
Right.
think that would have been really hard for
Even
her.
after-
I think she could do it, but I think after she'd feel really like the girl's 11.
Right.
Yeah.
Like that's tough. I don't know. You'd have to really lose it. And I
Kill a
think that's
kid.
why she was struggling with it as much as she was. But I don't know. But maybe the hurricane could have taken her, or she jumped off,
Right.
into the zombies.
Yeah.
On the tree.
That's so much
Yeah.
that.
Just committed suicide.
Yeah, that's fine.
No, I definitely thought she was going to make it out. Just because, like, thinking from a writer's standpoint, Alicia's character needs a dynamic force, like to contrast.
Yeah.
So I thought definitely they were going to keep her, and I don't know how long they're going to keep her, but we'll see. But I think right now it does a lot to the
It is
story.
for the story.
It does
It's
a lot
great.
great to the story.
That's
so
a good
kudos,
point.
writers.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree. That's a good point that you bring up, that she is kind of the opposite of, not opposite of Alicia, because they do have a lot of similarities,
Right,
but they have to have somebody that kind of pushes Alicia's character's motivations forward.
Yeah.
So I do like that. You mentioned the word suicide, Danny, and I'm glad you did, because there was a lot of stuff going on in Charlie's mind in this episode
Yeah.
where I don't think she wanted to live. I think that she went to this house to kill herself.
Really?
And I think that if Alicia hadn't showed up, she probably would have did it.
Because she had the gun on her that she was playing. But there was just so many circumstances, like the zombie stuck in the tree when they were in the basement telling Alicia to shoot her.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
it was.
Yeah,
She
in the
was.
treehouse,
She
yeah.
was asking for it.
Yeah.
And she
Yeah.
did at one point say that the gun was meant for her, right?
Yeah.
Right. She
Yes.
did say, yeah.
I don't know if she ever would have
Gone through with
had
it,
the guts
but-
to do it
Yeah, I mean,
essentially. But I mean, because she is 11 years old.
Yeah.
Or
Around 11.
Around
11.
Around 11.
We've just
Whatever.
we've
Around
established
11.
her age.
That's what it is.
She's young.
Yeah.
Okay.
But she did seem genuine when they're, one of the best scenes of the episode. Like, I totally agree with you. When they're there, I'm thinking like,
They're
wow,
both
are they
dead.
really about to drown right now? Because it was getting pretty high.
Right.
But she did seem genuine and like, I don't, like, please just kill me. Holy crap. But then when she's like, I don't want to die. It's like, well, I wouldn't want to drown either. So I'm going to start like freaking out at this moment too.
Yeah.
And I think she just realized like, if you shoot me, that's going to be a quicker death than drowning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But luckily they made it out.
I think what I like about these episodes when there's only a few characters is that we can really focus in on these characters, because we normally don't get to do that because there's so many things happening. Whereas in this episode, it was literally Alicia and Charlie,
Right.
and that was it. And I want to talk about Charlie just a little bit more because we got a little bit of her backstory, about her parents and about her parents dying and then coming back and then going after her. Like, that takes a toll on a kid, and we don't know how long that's happened. Maybe a year ago. So if saying she's around 11, she was around 10 at the time, so she was even younger than she is now. I couldn't imagine.
And then the other people she's been with this whole time, they're all dead now.
Yeah.
And now
Right.
she's with people that she killed. Like, the whole situation's
It's
just
a
messed
it's a
up.
crazy
Yeah.
situation.
It's like
Right.
incestual,
Yes,
but it's
kudos
not.
writers.
It's weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
What did Charlie's backstory affect you guys in any way? Did it like make you warm up to her a little bit more, or you're still like, eh?
No, I mean, it's
I
sad
kind
to...
like Charlie.
Yeah, well, it's sad to hear what she went through.
Yeah.
It's like the beach thing was so sad.
Yes.
Like, we were on our way to, also, I'm like, there are way better beaches. But whatever. Let's not get picky at this point. But yeah, it's like weird because, I mean, you feel for her.
Yeah.
Obviously, she's a kid. She, majority of her life, she probably doesn't even remember a majority of it because she was so young. But then it's like, your parents die, come after you with this thing that you don't know, like, what they
it is.
are.
Right.
But then it's like real life stuff, just the simple stuff that obviously we all take for granted every single day, like the beach scene. And that's why when she's like, I can't picture their face.
Yeah, that
and you
was
hear a
sad.
lot of people nowadays say that, like, we are so afraid you can't remember what someone looks like, and she doesn't have a single picture, she doesn't have anything. So it's like, I think I kind of forgive her state of mind at a few different points, meaning like taking a gun to off herself, even though she's so young and things like that. But it does make you feel a certain way for her character,
Right.
because that could essentially happen to
Yeah. And I
to
think
anyone.
it is. It's because she's a kid, too, that it's hard for me to be like, oh, I hate her so much.
I know.
It's true. I mean, it's just it's like
she's struggling.
Yeah, she's a kid. She's young, and it's like in this type of atmosphere situation.
This world, anything
people,
goes.
Yeah, people will do some of the craziest things that they would never do.
Yeah.
Especially if you're young and your judgment is a little off anyway. So
You're being influenced
Right.
by people you think are the right people to be
Exactly.
with. Yeah.
so it's a tricky situation.
I think that her mind, just how he said when her parents died and then came after her as zombies, to see what she essentially kind of thought was her dad die, and then obviously, like you said, she's feeling the effects after that as well. I think that it kind of makes sense as to why she's like chasing someone, because she's always had maybe that one person, even though she was with a whole group before, she still needs someone. And Alicia, even though she has seemed crazy. And at the beginning of season 4, she's still kind of, you know, you can clearly see that she can protect someone and that she's got a good head on her shoulders. And so Charlie kind of needs that for her life now.
I agree. For sure. I want to talk about Alicia, but
especially
really quick.
A good head on your shoulders. Hey, AfterBuzzers, to have a good head on your shoulders, our network produces after shows for nearly all your favorite TV shows, from like drama, reality, sci-fi. And if you subscribe to our channel, YouTube will suggest content that's tailored for you, and you'll help us grow. So go ahead and subscribe and let us know you did, and in the comments, and we'll thank you on air. So be sure to subscribe.
Awesome. Yay. Guys, subscribe on YouTube. Give us a thumbs up on this YouTube video as well.
Yes.
And make sure you listen to us on iTunes and rate us and comment us on there as well. I want to talk about Alicia, like I said, and I want to talk about her anger and kind of the stages that she went through from the start of the episode to the end of the episode, because I wasn't expecting her to warm up to Charlie as fast as she did.
Same.
Because I thought that they were going to make this a couple of episode arc, and that wasn't the case. Were you guys surprised by that as well?
Yes, definitely, because Alicia is not the forgiving type.
Right.
And I think, you know, putting them in the situation that they were put in, literally forcing her to be like, I'm either going to kill you right now or not. That's, I mean, she chose not, so that's why it has to happen fast, I guess. I definitely thought that it would take longer, though.
Right. Yeah, it didn't really surprise me, only because Alicia is a woman, no offense, but they have a connection. Have a connection with children.
Taken.
That's serious. They have a connection with children. So it's like, I didn't think that, you know, she was going to let this barbaric persona that she has had to live with to survive take her at that point when she wasn't really at a threat. Like,
I agree.
Like Charlie is no threat.
Plus,
that's a good point. Yeah.
Plus, she's like embodying her mom's spirit, and her mom would never do that. Her mom could have watched Charlie kill Nick, and she probably still would have been like, I hate you, but
I get it. Right. Exactly.
So I don't know. I think that's got a huge part of it too, because she's really trying to like not let who her mother was die. So she's embodying that.
I'm glad you brought up Alicia and her mom, because that has been they've been hinting at that for quite a few episodes in the past, and now they kind of brought it to a head in this one, and I want to talk about that. But I also want to talk about the fact that they are in this house together under these circumstances, so they are kind of forced in this circumstance, and I think they kind of needed each other to survive, and I think that's also what helped Alicia kind of get over her anger toward Charlie, because in a world like this, it's she killed your brother. Yeah, she's probably responsible for killing your mom. But at the same time, there's not many living people left.
Right.
God, that sucks when you say that.
I know. You gotta stick together.
So you kind of gotta stick together.
Yeah, that's true. I think that's why, like, the moment where, I guess, the husband or the dad or whatever zombie fell into the thing, and that's what ultimately busted, like, the little trapdoor or whatever, the storm shutters. That's why it was such, like, an important thing, because it's like, this was a person that was alive. We had to move him out of his own house. But he saved you. And they kind of, in this situation anyway, helped save each other.
Right.
And so it's going to be, you know, it's just important for them to realize. And that's why I think the writers did that with having just him fall into the thing. Because this thing that they thought was going to kill them or attack them or whatever actually ended up helping them.
Yeah. Alicia and her mom, like I said, have been pretty prevalent, just the relationship that Madison has had on Alicia. And I want to talk about Madison just really quick, because Krista and I have already discussed this, and I want to hear your thoughts really quick, because we don't believe that she's dead.
Like, I need to see her die. I need to see the actual footage that they took. Like, we need to see, I need that flashback. Usually I don't need the flashbacks, but I need it.
How do you guys feel about this? Do you believe that Madison is dead, or do you believe that she's not?
I believe she's dead only because I've read the interviews confirming that she's not on the show anymore. But I typically would be exactly the same way. I'm like, I need to see
I hope we get
skin ripped from face in order to confirm that you're dead.
Give us some closure too. I just like to see the heroic way, you know, piece by piece.
Right, like
Give me an episode.
I need to see her be swarmed. Like, okay, clearly we see them all around her,
but that's
sure.
it.
She could have just killed one, doused herself
Right.
Well, look
in
at
blood.
Morgan, and it's possible.
I mean, we've seen a lot of people surrounded by zombies, and
they've gotten away.
they survive.
Yeah,
Glenn
that's
was
why
one
I
of
just
them.
want to
Agree.
see the proof. That's, you know.
So I was like, okay, wait, I don't know. We'll see.
But technically, I think she is dead.
I mean, according to interviews,
According
to her.
But they love to lie, though.
I know.
Thank
They
you.
love to lie. Think about how
that would be great. Please lie.
I mean, they literally had Norman Reedus on The Walking Dead lie multiple times.
Oh,
Be like, oh yeah, I'm dead.
Yeah.
Well, he's not dead.
Right. And then there was the whole thing with Glenn under the dumpster first. And then there was the whole thing with The Walking Dead and Abraham and him. And nobody said anything. So I don't know. Yes, I agree with the interviews. I've seen them
We're
too.
gonna keep a light on.
But we're gonna keep a light on the porch just for her.
I like
just for her.
on the porch.
What did you guys think about the whole them being trapped in the basement thing? And then I want to talk about how we feel about Charlie in the car with the whole beach scene. And I think that between the cellar and being trapped there and in the car on the way to Strand's place was when Alicia really started to repair this kind of hurt that she's feeling and the hurt that Charlie was feeling.
Yeah.
What did you guys think?
I think that, I mean, obviously I loved it, and what a good actress Charlie is. I'm
She's
sorry,
great.
I don't know her real name off the top of my head. I should know that, but I will Google it. But I just, the fact that Alicia was able to kind of like take that from herself and allow Charlie to have that moment was just huge. And the fact that she's on her way to see what's left of her family or to find them, even though she doesn't find them there, it's still just, I don't know. They just did such a good job.
It was really good.
Yeah, in the car with the beach scene is very, very touching. And like I said, it saw us the humanity part of it, and it touched me in a way that, like, okay, Alicia has to put her guard down. Like, there's no way that this can't pierce through her. Like,
I know.
So, in regards to like the cellar thing, I was just like, come on, we got to exhaust every option to get out of here before we kill ourselves.
Like
come on.
I mean, there were really thick paned windows.
I mean, I'll be looking around. I'll be like trying to grab stuff.
I would start at least like pulling stuff from the blocked entrance.
I would have been swimming all around that basement.
Stand
Like,
there.
he's off yourself. Okay.
Yeah, stand there on a trunk waiting to die. Like, and I mean, I'm glad they didn't, but they kind of essentially did until the zombie fell into the thing.
Yeah, like what if that didn't happen?
They would have died there.
Episode ends. No.
Even if it's like thick paned windows too, shoot one of the windows. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Do
guess if we were
something.
in this
Just give it a
situation, we would
try.
survive.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I liked the fact that Alicia also buried the bodies because there was a lot of closure in the fact that there's just a lot of symbolism in this episode that we could obviously break down.
Yeah.
But we are limited on time, unfortunately. But just her burying the bodies was, I feel like, essentially just burying the hatchet with Charlie. Yeah. And now they could just finally move on. And that
it took the whole episode, but they came through on the end.
I agree.
After everything they went through.
I agree.
Yeah. And it's just and it also showed, like, just because of the situation in the world right now, like, we don't have to lose that part of ourselves.
Yeah.
And she gave them a nice burial, like we normally would, you know, something like that. So it was great.
Okay. Yeah. Well, our characters are separated. You guys, we are about to head right into the next episode that aired tonight. First, I want to close us out. I am Timothy Michael. You can find me everywhere at I'm Timothy Mike.
Hey guys, I'm Krista Flentje, and you can find me everywhere at Krista Flentje.
And I'm April Whisenhant. Y'all can find me everywhere at April Whisenhant.
And I'm Danny Royce. You can find me everywhere at I am Danny Royce.
Guys, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Bye-bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.